our headlines today. The Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is to tell all government departments they must save a total of £2 billion per year by the end of the decade. Unions warn that cuts will be felt by the public.
The Pope is due to be discharged from hospital later after 5 weeks of treatment for a severe respiratory infection that led to double pneumonia.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
5 years since the first COVID lockdown was announced. A day of reflection will be held at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire. And it's a time that we remember well because to mark 5 years since the first UK lockdown was announced, a day of reflection is being held at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire to remember those who died with COVID-19.
Throughout the day, bereaved families will be able to lay a single fresh flower in remembrance. Let's have a look at the front of today's newspapers, and the Telegraph is reporting that thousands of Whitehall jobs are expected to be slashed to help Rachel Reeves stay on target with her spending plans. Now, it's just 3 days until the Chancellor will deliver her spring statement.
Yes, we'll have more on that later this morning. On the front of the Mirror is an exclusive interview with the father of Stephen Lawrence. The 18-year-old from south-east London was killed in a racist attack by a gang of white men in April 1993. The paper reports that Neville Lawrence has urged one of his son's killers, David Norris, to name the rest of the gang that murdered Stephen.
The Times reports on how the chief executive of Heathrow chose to go to bed as the fire started at the airport's main electricity substation. It adds that he delegated the formal decision to close what is Europe's busiest airport to his deputy in the early hours of Friday morning.
On the front of the Observer, something nice and positive, a picture of Amber Anning celebrating her 400-metre gold at the World Athletics Indoor Championships in China yesterday.
So if you're just getting up this morning, how long will your shower take or your bath? Because I think we're quite efficient.
It's a very personal question, Ben.
Yeah, how long does it take you?
You're
quite
speedy.
efficient. Right?
I'm just in, out, no wasting water, just get in there, sorted.
Yeah,
although if you have to wash your hair, it does take a bit longer, but still.
Well, apparently, we're told already, oh my goodness, there's a looming water crisis. But we are told we should all adopt the Navy shower. I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently, they call it a 2-minute splash and dash. So the idea is to save water and save on your energy bill.
Why is it called a Navy shower?
Because I think this is what they do in the Navy, because they're carrying a certain amount of water around on a ship, I guess. So they're allowed 120 seconds. It's used by sailors on ships. So basically, you've got to get wet your hair, put all the soap on. I
kind of feel that it's a bit unfair towards people with longer hair, where it will take a bit longer. I mean, you could
turn the water off, shampoo your hair, then turn the water back on.
OK,
so
fair
that's
enough.
allowed.
But it takes longer to wash it out.
Maybe you're allowed 130 seconds.
Oh, thanks.
Do you think?
You're too generous.
So this is because the Environment Secretary, Steve Reed, has said that a lack of investment in new reservoirs could lead to rationing, they said, by 2030. So maybe we should all start adopting
Well, here's the thing. You know, taking a bath wastes a lot of water.
Yes.
I never, ever take baths. I can't remember. I don't think I've had a bath for about 20 years.
I can see your halo from here.
Thanks. Yeah. See, there you go. I mean, that's earned me a lot more than 2 minutes of Navy shower time.
So you're allowed an extra 10 seconds.
Yeah. Now, I've got one thing that I spotted in the Sun. I can't find it now, but I can tell you what it was. There is a sardine shortage. And I think this will affect you, won't it?
I do love a good sardine on toast.
Yeah.
But it's got to be on tomato sauce, so it basically doesn't taste of a sardine.
So you can substitute it with something else. There is
there we go. I was going to ask you loads of facts, but I thought that was unfair.
I've got it in front of me. You can test me now. There is a sardine shortage in Britain because of overfishing and climate change. Morocco supplies half the world's canned versions. And half? Yeah, wow. That's where your sardines come from. Well, 50% likely. And 60% of those sold here in Britain have been worst hit. So you're just going to have tomato sauce.
I'm going to have one sardine out of the tin. To go
ration the sardines. But it says, so Kingfisher Foods said, we remain concerned about availability for the rest of the year. So your sardines are in jeopardy. Your long showers are in jeopardy.
It's all downhill from here, Gavin.
We need some positive news.